Hey, this is Phil Lilley, Lilley's Landing Resort and Marina on Lake Taneycomo. We're going to do one cast today. I'm out here with Jackson. It is Thursday the 9th. My phone. I think it's the 9th. I think I wrote, no, it's the 8th, sorry. Thought I wrote down 8th yesterday. They're still running 2 units. Table Rock is down to about 915.2. A couple days it'll hit that 915 mark and we might see a change in the generation. We got a little bit of rain yesterday, but not much. It's not going to affect lakes at all. Beaver's still a little high, and they're running at some, but it's not a whole lot. I know you guys have been watching us throw jigs the last few days, and I debated whether to go out and throw a night crawler and just drift it, but the last couple of days I've been going out and fishing the bluff banks with a 16th ounce white jig, either 2 or 4 pound line, and catching a lot of fish. Now most of the fish I'm catching are stockers, or 10, 11, 12 inch fish, but I have been getting some decent fish, especially on this bank. I'm just up from the resort, and it was real windy here today, and it's still just a little breezy, but not bad. Waited till the end of the day to do one cast. So as far as numbers, just catching a lot of numbers, and so I thought I'd just do this today and then maybe do something a little bit different tomorrow. And I know night crawler's been doing really good, drifting night crawlers on the bottom. But we're going to go ahead and try this today. Working it pretty close to the bank, but I've been catching my fish out away from the bank, about a boat length. So, and I'm working a little bit different than we usually work our jigs. We like to jig them and let them fall, but since the shad came through a week ago Sunday, especially down here, all the shad that these fish saw were just drifting down either on the surface or down below the surface, and most of them were dead. And so there's not a lot of movement. They're just drifting along, fish eat them. And that's kind of the way I'm working this jig, as you'll see. And they're thumping it pretty good. Sometimes I'll see the line move and not feel anything, but most of the time I'll feel them just kind of tap it a little bit. So we'll just get going here. Losing a lot of jigs on stuff too, so that's just all part of it. A bite right off the bat. And I was not ready. Kinda. I should know better. First cast, you pay attention. Tend to miss a fair amount of fish too. But you can see I just hit another one. 2 bites. So I'm letting it sink. Of course, the water's about 12 foot deep here in the channel. Let it sink, and then I'm just kind of wiggling the jig. I'm not working it much. I'm just kind of giving it some life. As you can see, I'm just barely reeling. I don't want it to go all the way to the bottom. But I want to keep it pretty deep too. And I'm working it all the way back to the boat. I'm almost 3 boat lengths away from the bank. Some of the fish I'm catching straight down below the boat. Not casting all the way to the bank. We got mayflies hatching in the evening here. Just saw one fly by, and I saw fish rising on them a couple of nights ago, a couple of evenings ago. So we might have a pretty good dry fly bite maybe here. It'd be fun. First snag. Our dogwoods are just now starting to bud out a little bit. Where's my line here? Oh, came loose. That one actually is flowered out, but most of these are like the one up there. Those are just budded, just little tiny white. Not even bent yet. So it's getting there. Spring's coming. Well, I guess it's here. I'm sorry. Somebody pointed that out the other day. The current seems a little slow for 2 units. I wonder if they've knocked it back a little bit this evening. I'm not drifting like I normally do. At this rate, I'm not going to drift very far. Well, Bill Babler sent me a picture of a brown his client caught, 21-inch brown. He didn't show me a picture of it, but he said that the brown had a rat's tail sticking out its mouth, or out of its throat. That's kind of interesting. I asked Blake and Dwayne, I said, when's the last time you saw a mouse or a rat swimming in Lake Taneycomo? I don't think any of us ever have. Not that it would be impossible, but very unusual. I know in some rivers, it's very common to have mice swimming the river or in the water, or even probably ponds. And I'm sure the fish key in on those little animals. Finally. It's good fish. Like I said, I've been catching really good numbers. And the size have been small, but this tonight, the numbers are not there, but this is a good, nice fish. A little bigger, 14 inches maybe. Nice healthy rainbow. About 1.5 pounds, maybe. About halfway back to the boat when he hit that. Yeah, the current is really slowed down. I gotta check and see. I gotta check and see what they're running. I think they've slowed it down. We're trying out some new rod and reels. This is a Daiwa rod and reel. A Legalist? Illegal with an IS on the end. I would not call that a dink. It's a little bigger than a stalker. All right. Well, 2 in a row. This is a little 7'3". Okay. 7'3" one-piece light action rod. The butt section's a little bit too long for me for throwing jigs, but I like the action. The rod's got some name on it. It's, I don't know what it says. It's hard to read. I have not tried another color jig. I am tempted to after today. You know, the white has been working so well. It's hard to not use it, but I got a feeling that they're going to probably be on a darker jig here pretty soon, if not already. And what I haven't caught, which is really surprising to me, is a brown trout. This third day I fished these white jigs. Because generally, you know, you're going to catch a brown using white down in this area especially, but not yet. I'm going to go ahead and step up on the deck. I still like using a 1/16 ounce when I can get away with it. Way I can work it pretty slow. Oh, I did have a bite. He came back after it. And there are definitely pockets of fish. I'll catch one or two in a spot, have some other bites, but then not catch one for 40, 50 yards. Especially small fish. They tend to school up, I think, a little more than the bigger fish. The last several days I have been fishing out, keeping the boat a lot closer to the bank. But with this water slowing down, I really feel like I need to move out and work a little bit more water. Sorry. Somebody's ringing our doorbell at the office. There we go. It's a little one. This is more like the size I've been catching, maybe a little bit on the small side. It's only about 9 inches long. Oh, almost through the tree. Oh, fell. He hit it quick. I just wasn't ready. Then I thought it was a snag, and then he pulled back. Most of the fish are coming pretty close to the bank, so maybe I should move in a little bit. I can still see those mayflies hatching, and I just saw a fish rise on one of them. He was a little fish, but a little rainbow. I'm not a big mayfly expert, so I'm not sure what they are. These are kind of on the small side. We'll see some bigger ones in May. I hope you can see how I'm working. Here, let me go ahead and, this is what we would normally do, what I normally do. Now, here I go to demonstrate and the fish gets in the way. Boy, he's another little one. He's smaller than the other one. He's probably about 6 inches, but man, look how pretty he is. Isn't that pretty? Wow. I'm hoping you can got the camera right. I guess this would be my normal way to work it. More of a hop. Of course, Levi and Blake have their own way of working a jig. And I told Levi he really ought to try this kind of the swimming action and see if it helps him catch more fish. I just think after a shad run, these fish are really not keyed in on stuff that's moving fast. Those shad were just floating through and they were easy to catch. So I don't know, it's a theory. Got a little eddy here. There really isn't any places where I'm finding bigger fish. I'm catching fish in the eddies, and I'm catching fish out in the fast water. That would be a normal stalker. He's pretty though. About 10, 11 inches. You know, 16th ounce jig really doesn't sink that fast. That's why I like to use them. Little tap. Try to throw back in the same place. Okay, a couple more casts. It's one of the first time I picked up moss. Oh, I just posted a video on my channel, my personal channel, Phil Lilley, on YouTube of some fishing I did yesterday. Yesterday morning, I fished from up. Oh, I just missed another one. I fished up where the old Sun Valley dock is, across the lake and up. And I fished it all the way down in front of my resort, I think. Or did I? Yeah. And then I fished from there down to Cooper Creek last evening. And the videos from last evening, three decent, nice rainbows I caught down here. And then one real nice rainbow I caught. And I caught another one down and across the lake, same side of the lake as our resort, down below the mouth of Cooper Creek where the docks start in that little housing division there. Just above those docks I caught about a 22-inch rainbow, but it was, we have, and I don't know if these rainbows are sick or they look more like what we call broodstock that are put in the lake by the hatchery, and usually they're not healthy looking. This one had a big head but a real skinny body, very malnutrient. Not going to try to say it. He needed a good meal. They generally don't fight very hard. And he was really not picture worthy as far as a nice specimen of a trout. He was. Okay, this is the last cast. I'm almost down to the pump station. Can't believe I had lost a jig. I'll go down to the pump station. I usually catch a fish down there. Oh, that's right. I got some video I gotta find. Actually hooked a fish. He threw the jig and it came right back at me and I caught it. I thought that'd be a pretty cool video, but I forgot about it. Sorry, I'm just talking out loud. Boy, the mayflies are thick. I wish I had a good video camera to take pictures of these. I know the GoPro's not going to pick them up. Say the bodies are about 3/8 of an inch long. They're a real light brown. And I guess there are just not enough of them to garner the attention of our rainbows. Okay, a couple more casts and I'm going to throw the next cast will go up kind of in that pocket right there. And missed him. Missed another one. I'm going to throw one more time where you can kind of see where I'm at. That's the college pump station where they pump water out of the lake for their, pump it up the hill for their boilers and sprinkler systems and whatnot, even air conditioning. Okay, thanks for watching. Oh, by the way, this eddy back here is full of fish. If you want to come down and throw a jig, you can catch. I think I caught 12 out of here last evening. One big one, the big one. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.